We've got big news about the investigation into Congressman Matt Gaetz. We learned from court filings that his associate in Florida, Joel Greenberg, is expected to plead guilty to federal charges that led to the sex trafficking probe. Gaetz is currently being investigated for possible sex trafficking of a minor, but he has not been charged with a crime, and he has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Pete Williams is digging into this story. Pete, put this into context for us. What does this mean for the Gaetz investigation?
Well, it's a big step forward for the Gaetz investigation because it's been pretty clear that Greenberg would agree to plead guilty. And the fact that there is now this sign that there's going to be a change of plea hearing on Monday means that the government knows basically what he would tell the government. They wouldn't agree to this plea deal unless they had a pretty good idea of the goods that he would offer. What this means is that he will probably cooperate, continue to cooperate with investigators, potentially testify before a grand jury that's investigating Gaetz. So it's certainly a step forward for the investigators. Now, it doesn't mean anything about whether charges will ultimately be filed, but it does mean a step forward for the investigators trying to learn more about the relationship between Gaetz and Greenberg involving young women. Was money paid? Were other favors given? Those are the key questions, and Greenberg can answer them.
At this point, Gaetz has been blowing it off. He is continuing to go to work. He is speaking at Republican fundraisers. But realistically, how much trouble is he in?
Well, there's sort of two ways to look at that. One is in how much trouble is he in terms of potential charges being filed? I mean, it certainly would be a great concern to him and his lawyers that now this person at the very center of the case, remember, it was the investigation of Greenberg that led them to look at Gaetz. Now this person at the center of the case is apparently willing to talk pretty freely to investigators. So that's a bad sign in terms of the charges. If charges ever were filed and it ever did go to court, then I'm sure that one of the things that there's lawyers for Gaetz would do is attack Greenberg's credibility. He's already charged with making things up involving other allegations of underage sex. So they would certainly attack his credibility, and that would be a key issue at the trial if there ever was one.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.